I've been here before, I know the lies. I've been here before, I've seen the sky fall. The sky fall on me. The waves are coming up, they paralyze. The fear is breaking in, it's no surprise, no. But it's tries though. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. No turning back. No turning back. Where do we go from here? Look in my eyes. There's a spark that we don't need to hide, no. Don't hide it, no. Yeah, bullets in the gun, we pay the price. We must overcome, it's time to rise up. Rise up. This is the reason we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. No turning no, we're not turning. Hypocrites try to get up on me. Demons come, they'll try to harm me. Try to hide, but I think they saw me. But I ain't giving up, no, no. My real friends, they all know the floppy. Hit the text, me, can you call me? Here I go, new day upon me. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise, we rise. This is the reason we rise. This is the reason we
After a week of inactivity due to the bye week, the moment and the time has finally arrived. The longest, most enduring, most prestigious race of the season is finally here. Hello everybody, welcome back to Shake and Bake Sim TV. My name is Crespo, also known as Vibes here on YouTube, up here in the commentary booth, as we take on round 7 of the Shake and Bake Cup Series Season 3. And what a better place to do it. What an honorable event to do it at. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Coca-Cola 300, live from under the lights at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And quickly you'll see here almost every single driver repping some patriotic schemes. This race serves as a race to honor those who have proudly served this country. And you'll see a lot of patriotic schemes, as that was one of our key scheme dates of Season 3. But it's going to be a tough challenge at that, like we said. Longest, most enduring race of the season. And we have something special for this race. This is going to be 200 laps around Charlotte Motor Speedway at a half-mile track, equating to 300 miles. So we will have a halftime caution at the end of lap 100, where points will be scored. It's going to be basically stage points. The top 10 at the end of lap 100 will get points. First place getting 10 points, all the way to P10 getting 1 point. And the halftime will bunch up everyone together with a caution. We will go racing once again for the final 100 laps of this race, as practice now starts coming to an end. A lot of the drivers were excited for this race, and it is always an exciting one to watch. Buckle up. We have about an extra hour, unlike our usual races. Usual races last about maybe hour and a half. This one should last about two hours and a half. Will be interesting. Without further ado, let's get this underway here, as the Coca-Cola 300 qualifying shortly begins now. There's a 20 of Carter Brockmeyer zooming by, and qualifying is officially underway. We'll see who is the first one to get up here on the board. Adam Snyder, purple sector through 1 and 2. Snyder was one of the few that we saw that had the most confidence going into Charlotte. He is not unknown to this track. Will we see Adam Snyder pick up his second win of the season up here at Charlotte? As there goes Snyder all the way to pole, but Carter Brockmeyer is going to take it away quickly with a 29.20. It's Jones third, Wagner up to fourth, Thornhill, then Hill. We have an 11-car grid here tonight at Charlotte. Keith Hume can only manage 7th. Here comes the second lap for some of the drivers. Snyder gets past Brockmeyer. Can Brockmeyer take it back? No, he will not. It's Adam Snyder going in pole position with a 29.11. Stefan Wagner making some movements up to P3, immediately taken away by Charlie Jones once again. And there goes Keith Hume, all the way to third. Managed 7th in the first, from 7th to 3rd in his second lap time, as we still have about 4 drivers who have not set up a time yet. And one of those is Noah Lane. Up into the top 5 he goes. He still has 1 more lap left. We'll see what he can give here. And this race can go either ways. We can have a long distance race like Homestead. We can have a close tight race like Las Vegas. We're soon to find out. As Noah Lane, what does he have? Just 1 more position as he goes P4, bumps down Charlie Jones to 5th. Here comes Dominic Luba. See what he has in store. 2 minutes remaining on the clock, as Luba can only manage 9th, all the way at the bottom of the pack so far. And Harold Wilson goes up to 7th. Luva, though, purple sector through 1 and 2, immediately taken away by Wilson. What do each of them have in store? Here comes Luva. Around the line, and here comes Harold Wilson. Around the line, Luba to P9, Harold Wilson will have to stay in 7th. And I believe that will be it for this race. It was scheduled for 11th, but Michael Egermont is nowhere to be seen as of right now. That may or may not be a connectivity issue. But we will have to find out and see, as I believe that will be the end of qualifying. We'll make sure with the drivers here in just a bit.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me set a lap. Either way works.
So there it is. Qualifying will come to an end. It is going to be Adam Snyder on pole position here at Charlotte. We were just talking about him, Snyder, who looked to be the most confident one entering this race. Well, he's going to prove it right there. Pole position for the 36 Chevrolet of Bottom Split Bandits. As we're getting ready to take our place here to kick off this honorable race. Here we go. We're gonna kick this underway here. Let's take a look at your starting grid here at the Coca-Cola 300 at Charlotte. Once again, Adam Snyder on pole position. Carter Brockmeyer gonna be alongside him in P2. Then it's Keith Hume, third, followed by Noah Lane. Row 3, Charlie Jones and Stefan Wagner. Row 4, it's gonna be Harold Wilson, your current championship leader, and Davin Thornhill. Row 5, Dominic Luba and Matthew Hill, the pair of RBA Racing. And then all the way at the back, it's going to be Michael Egermont, who was unable to set up a lap time. As we're getting ready to rock and roll here, there's the weather on the bottom right. This is gonna be how the race is gonna shape up here. 200 laps total, equating to 300 miles. Once again, first 100 laps, it's gonna be one stage. The end of lap 100, we're gonna have halftime caution called, and then the final stage will be the last 100 laps. As we are getting ready to go racing here. Let's get this started.
Black clears.
Well, here we go. The longest, most enduring challenge of the season. It's gonna be a long, fun ride. It is gonna be a race of the century here under the lights at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it's time to shake it and bake it. The Coca-Cola 300 underway here at Charlotte to the restart zone, and it's green flag.
Black clear.
First two laps of the Coke 300 officially done, and we are racing everybody pretty quickly, going single file here as Wagner gets a knack to the outside wall there coming out of turn 2. And everybody keeping it relatively pretty simple here as Carter Brockmeyer took off to the races. What a launch there at the start. He's going to lead this race. Snyder, though, his teammate, gonna follow closely behind. He is definitely looking like the man to beat here. Noah Lane, P3, Hume in 4th. Or sorry, Snyder and Brockmeyer are not teammates. Got confused there for a second. But Snyder definitely sandwiched there. It is a Chevy in between the Toyotas of RBA Racing. Wagner 5th, Jones and Thornhill, followed by Luba, Hill, Egermont, and Harold Wilson. And a ton of wall-knacks are happening. We're going to see that quite often here. Out of turn 2 and out of turn 4, we will see multiple wall-knacks there. And honestly, any line here can be preferable. On the long run, obviously, we'll see more people running that outside lane to preserve tire wear. And Snyder is one of the most efficient at doing that, as we'll already see drivers start coming up there. So it's a big knack on the wall there by Noah Lane. Charlie Jones gets past Thornhill there. Stefan Wagner now on the move on P-View. We have some action here in the back as well. There's Harold Wilson and Matthew Hill fighting for 10th. As no Gen Lucky Motorsports are here tonight. No Keith Williams, no Christopher Barries, who served the 1 race suspension at Martinsville. He served it successfully. He was able to compete here tonight. No sign of him. No sign of Heath Williams either, who is the runner-up on the championship standings. I believe he's only trailing Harold Wilson by 2 or 3 points. So this is gonna be a big drop for him. He had a penalty at the end of Martinsville for overly aggression. He was gonna serve a 5-second stop and go at the beginning of this race, but Williams not showing up. That's gonna be a big impact on the standings after the events here at Charlotte. And everyone is already going to start trying to preserve fuel, trying to preserve tire wear. We saw some drivers say that they were going to try to go the longest possible until they have to come in. So this is going to be a very strategy-wise race, as once again there's a big next, a little bit of a shake up there for the 33 of Lane. And you can see that we're already getting pretty spread out here on the single file. That is why the halftime caution is in play here. And just a little bit of bonus points for this long race for the drivers as well. Lane is slowly approaching that 36 of Snyder. Could he be thinking for a move here in the little bit? There on turn 3, it looked like he was trying to go on the inside, and these two had a little bit of beef there. Both of these drivers showing confidence, I should say, pre-race. So these two should have a fun battle. Took it out here. Snow and Lane looking for just that slight opening that he can get the edge out of. And if he can get by, this would be a good pairing for Brockmeyer as well. Snyder heavily sandwiched between the Toyotas there. Dominic Luba to the inside of his boss, Davin Thornhill. He's going to take the position away. Luba up to P7, and he has a massive slide on turn 4, and that's going to cost them all of those positions. That could have been very, very bad for Luba there, but he's going to keep it going. We stay green, but Jesus. That was a big, big, scary slide there. Gotta be careful at the bottom of those corner exits. Michael Egermont up into P8 after starting last, was not able to set up a lap time in qualifying. I believe there was an issue with his number 2 Chevrolet machine of Taser Racing. So far, so good. And look at those cars already going way up high there. Hume and Wagner. Hume is going to get a little bit of a gap there on Wagner, so Wagner going to have to really fight for that spot as here goes side by side. Egermont and Thornhill here. Look at those beautiful patriotic schemes on display as they are still side by side going to the backstretch. Thornhill looks like he will clear him. He will remain in P7 as Egermont will try his best once again. I don't want to jinx it, but this is definitely looking like a race that will go green the full way until that yellow comes out. Hume, however, putting up and closing that gap on Noah Lane. Look at Hume go. There on the front stretch, closing on his teammate. He's going to go around the top here on 1 and 2. Can he get the pass to go into the top 3? Hume through 3 and 4. Still waiting to see if he's cleared. And he will be cleared. Keith Hume Sr. up into the top 3 past his teammate. And he's already starting to close in the gap 2 on Snyder. As Snyder tries to hunt down Brockmeyer. What a Cinderella story this would be for Carter Brockmeyer. He said he was about neutral at Charlotte, but this could be a very, very deserving win for Brockmeyer here. He has not seen a win since Season 1 Homestead. And what a better way to go back to victory lane as a win here at the Coca-Cola 300. Everything ever so smoothly here. Look at Hume running that insane top line there, basically hugging the outside wall there. Trying his best to preserve those tires. But these two are going at it. These two are on a chase. Adam Snyder desperately trying to hunt him down here. See there the gaps on your left-hand side of the screen. And look at that 62 closing in on the 36. I think it's closer now than it's ever been. Keith Hume definitely would be one of the underdogs here at Charlotte. He hasn't expressed much on this track. It would definitely be interesting to see if he can climb all the way up to the top of the leaderboard. As we have 75 laps to go here on the first half. The action still remains calm. Let's try and go into our first segment of, I believe, many here at Charlotte. Let's take it over to some Shake and Bake. Crank it up, presented by Logitech. Here goes Snyder. Side by side. Can he get it done on Brockmeyer here? Still there. This is going to be a fight for the lead, and Snyder clears him. Adam Snyder to the race lead. Making that pole position mean something. What a fight that was. Snyder there. He was hoping at what point in time he was going to catch up to that number 20, and well, there it is on lap 30. Snyder, your new race leader here at Charlotte. And Brockmeyer is fading and fading very, very quickly here. Noah Lane back into the top 3. As everyone needs to try their best here to not go a lap down. It's going to be one of those races, folks, where we fortunately won't see a ton of action until potentially the very end. Already getting Homestead Miami Speedway flashbacks. Well, this is the kind of style that Snyder wants. All into strategy aspect more than the racing here. As he continues to try and preserve those tires, and you can already see that gap put into work. Stefan Wagner past Keith Hume Sr. here, as Hume is going to try to fight it back. It is quite the distance there between the top 3 and the rest of the pack, as this is going to be a battle for fourth. Hume, the newest addition to the Toyotas of RBA Racing. I believe he is the most recent newcomer that we have had so far here. And already putting in the work as he's going to scrape the outside wall, and Michael Egremont could take advantage here. He went from 7th to 6th. Now he's going to try to fight for a top 5 spot here. Egremont, once again, one of the underdogs here. He didn't really show a lot of interest in Charlotte, but he is putting on the work from 11th all the way to 6th, and now trying to get 5th away from Hume here. Gotta be careful with that tire wear, though. They're gonna be side by side, not quite clear just yet. And it's gonna be too wide, going through 1 and 2. Egremont, I believe he cleared. Does he have it here on turn exit? Yes, he will. Michael Egremont into the top 5. Well, how about that? The man that certainly luck has not been on his side that much. Best result being a P2 at Las Vegas after a massive push by him and Snyder. Can you imagine if he can pull a race winning here? That would be one of the biggest Cinderella stories of the season. And here goes Harold Wilson and Charlie Jones side by side going through 3 and 4. It's going to be a fight for P7. Harold still on the attack on Charlie, not quite clear just yet. Charlie doing his best of defending that spot, and he is going to keep 7th. Great defense there by Roger Jones, but Wilson, the championship leader, going to try and go at him once again. He stays there as it is. Next on target for Egremont. His own teammate, the number 10 of Stefan Wagner, who has not ran too many races this season so far. As we see a ton of wall riding there. And that may have slowed some cars down. Look at Charlie Jones going on the attack. That slingshot on the 62 of Hume there. And then they're side by side at the back. Once again, we have a 3 wide here. As Michael Egremont threads the needle. Back markers already coming into play as Matthew Hill is going to go a lap down, but Michael Egremont up into 4th. Talk about taking the opportunity when it strikes. Michael definitely the biggest mover so far. Charlie Jones going to get past Keith Hume. It's going to be 3 wide at the backstretch. Hill, Hume, Jones. And they are still trying to fight it. Whoa, they almost touched there as well. Dominic Luba now lurking behind him. He is not a lap down. He's going to try to fight for this spot. He's going to follow Jones here round the inside of Hume. And now trying to look to the inside of Jones himself. Luba on the inside. This could be a number 3 wide. Coming into play. Luba clears Hume. What a great block there. Now he's going to have to hunt down Charlie Rocker Jones here. His co-owner of his team. Won't be able to get him on the backstretch. He's going to try once again here, though. To the inside. This could be where the moment strikes for Dominic Luba. He will take the spot. Oh, and Carter Brockmeyer dropping positions. What has happened there? Still unsure what has happened there. Carter Brockmeyer lost a ton of positions. We could have some connectivity issues coming into play here. Keith Hume gonna come in the pit lane. Thornhill in the pit lane. Matthew Hill in the pit lane. So we're already starting to see drivers here come into pit road. As due to the Brockmeyer's loss there, Egremont into the top 3.
Hey, Dwayne, can you throw a caution? My game disconnected.
Oh, and that's going to be a red flag.
Yes.
Dwayne, do we go around like we do here and then into the pits after I cross the pit, start finish right now? Okay, I'm just letting you know, when you said pit lane, I just crossed the pit, so it would have been unsafe for me to go in at that time. But don't pit, correct?
Hey Dwayne, I was already like getting service when when the red came out. What do I do?
Is the red flag for Carter? No worries. I was blinking a little bit earlier. I might call one later. I hope not. How can I turn my car off? Ignition, right?
So then we pit next time by?
Alrighty, so red flag in place here.
Do you just go back to second or tail longest line? Yeah. I'm 3 laps.
So we're gonna get our lap back? Cause it's saying I'm a lap down.
So red flag in place here.
So then once we get the laps back for all the drivers, laps down, then we get to pit on the next yellow. Is that correct? Thank you, sir. Copy.
So yeah, as you hear all the drivers there, red flag in place here, thrown by race control, as there's been some connectivity issues with
Oh, Keith, I don't think you were supposed to
the
pit.
servers.
I think you were just supposed to go down pit road.
As we're waiting for them to...
I'm on the lead lap now.
As we're waiting for everyone here to get ready to line up here and get race started once again. One of the few instances that you will see a red flag here thrown in a race session. But oh boy.
Dwayne, if anybody bidded or benefited by pitting before we were supposed to, are they going to get EOL?
Yes.
So we go?
So we'll be pitting this time around, or we're allowed to pit this time around, right?
Black flags.
Now it's saying I'm 2 laps down, D. Do I need to do the wave around?
Adam, I beat you.
Lucky dog coming around.
Hey, it's my understanding a red flag freezes a field, right? I should be back up front.
Hey, Dwayne, I was the first one off pit road. I beat him out. Shouldn't I be P1?
Are we going green this time?
We need to fix up beforehand because I gained like 4 spots in the pit stop.
Alrighty, after the chaos that was the red flag, Jesus Christ. We're getting ready to go racing here. Was not expecting a red flag to come out this race, but that's what iRacing would do to you, so it's gonna be an interesting one for sure here. As everyone lined up properly after the caution freeze and the race off pit road. So it's gonna be Noah Lane leading the race here, coming into our first restart.
We'll leave black flag clears after restart.
But here we go. We're gonna be restarting this race here after the red flag. So here we go. Noah Lane at the front of the pack for the first time. That red flag really benefited him, especially there the race off pit road. But here we go. Pace cars in. green flag. Back here underway, and we are racing once again here at Charlotte. Restart there off of the red flag. And racing action once again continues as everyone already threading the needle here. As we have halfway done of the first stages of this race, almost 3 wide there. As Egremont and Jones gonna be tied there with each other. Hume following behind. It is an all-out brawl here in the middle of the pack. Hume and Jones still side by side. Egremont up to P4. And they're still side by side going through the tri-oval. And here comes Brockmeyer, who dropped down due to the connection issues. He's going to be side by side here with Charlie Jones. A little bit of a knack there, as both of the owners of RBA Racing getting racy there in the back. Ooh, could have been very dangerous. Brockmeyer and Jones, they touch just the slightest bit. Brockmeyer got very loose there. Manages to keep that Toyota steady and going. And he's gonna take the position here if he can clear him. Everyone's gonna go single file. Meanwhile, Adam Snyder and Noah Lane here are battling it out for the race lead, as these two are still giving us some great action side by side. This is the battle for P6. As they touch again, just the slightest bit. Brockmeyer think he'll be able to clear him here. And he will. Carter Brockmeyer past Charlie Jones. Some team owner action there between them. As you can already see how the track is going into, how that red flag is going into place. And caution is out. Noah Lane on the tri-oval, the race leader. That will bring out the second caution of the night here at Charlotte. What a turn of events. That red flag really shook things up here. As we're going to take a replay at that in just a minute here. And here is the replay of the incident. Was it contact? Or was that just a driver error? It was just a driver error. Noah Lane going for a spin, gets loose out of turn 4. Great avoidance there by Keith Hume.
You weren't going to beat me to the halfway point, but positive thinking works.
Keith Hume taking some great evasive action. Charlie Jones almost getting him there, but manages to avoid the onslaught there. As just unfortunate driver error there by Noah Lane, your race leader, taking a wipeout on turn 4. We have drivers coming into pit road here. Gonna be interesting race off pit road. Adam Snyder stays out. He's gonna be your new race leader once again. Stefan Wagner on P2 and Michael Egremont back into the top 3. As Hume is gonna beat Brockmeyer there on the race off pit road. Things starting to shake up. First a red flag, and now a caution coming out here just a little bit above the halfway point of the first stage.
Dwayne, I just wanted to let you know I'm raced and drilling, so you're good. Everything on your part. I will do race control for you, good sir.
So there is your lane choosing there. Michael Egermont gonna take track position here, gonna go to the outside as Snyder and Wagner gonna take the bottom line here. As we're getting ready to restart this race once again. Here's the race recap. So far here at this Coca-Cola 600, we're gonna restart this race at lap 61. We're gonna have 40 laps to go in the first half of this race. Adam Snyder, your race leader, once again after lane spinning out, cost a second caution. 2 cautions so far, with the first one being a red flag. For 7 laps total, 2 total lead changes as we're getting ready to kick off the Coca-Cola 300 once again here. Props to Gino Zito there, who unfortunately missed the race. He's going to be assisting me in race control, so big props to him. But here we go. Second restart of the night. Pace car going to come in here. Adam Snyder back to the race lead, where he's been feeling very, very comfortable. Michael Egermont going to be side by side with him, coming to the restart. Green flag. Back out at Charlotte, and what a launch by Snyder there. Oh, that's 3 wide. There at the backstretch, it was Brockmeyer, Jones, and Hume. Hume putting on the aggression. Ooh, barely touched with Wagner. That could have been very dangerous. And Brockmeyer here gonna take the opportunity to tackle. This is what we want. Close on close action here. Brockmeyer past Wagner, Wilson behind, who's been fairly quiet this race so far. Oh, and back next to the wall. Egermont spinning around. And that's going to be our 3rd caution of the night. Another driver error coming out of turn 4. And this time is going to be a runner-up. And he's going to have to drive that back to pit road. Vision being blocked by that hood. All he cares about right now is bringing that car safely to pit road. And each driver only has 1 fast repair, no matter the track type, per the new rules. He's going to have to do 1 more lap around before pit lane opens here. Third caution of the night coming out. Michael Egermont, who was having such an incredible race so far. Lost it out of turn 4. Same thing that happened to Noah Lane. It's going to happen to him. Here's the replay. On the incident. Just sort of lost it there. Nothing he could really do there. There's turn 4, banks it hard, is trying to keep it alive, just goes straight into the outside wall. You can see there's just a tiny little knack from the 10 of Stefan Wagner there. It's going to cost the hood to open up. As Matthew Hill was 2 laps down, those 2 cautions going to bring him back to the lead lap, and we're going to have everyone on the lead lap here. Wagner Brockmeyer and Egremont on pit road. As Snyder continues to lead this race, Keith Hume gonna follow behind Harold Wilson. From being very quiet, quietly sneaking into the top 3 goes Mr. Consistency, Noah Lane, P4, and it's gonna be Charlie Jones, Dominic Luba, Davin Thornhill, Wagner, and of course the bottom three that pitted there. Excuse me. Egremont, believe he used his one and only fast repair there, so he's gonna be very, very cautious of where he puts that car. As here we go, getting ready to go to the choose line for the 3rd time here tonight. Adam Snyder once again gonna lead us there, going into it. He's gonna choose the inside there. Lane is taking the outside, Jones on the inside. Thornhill taking the outside, Luba on the inside, Wilson, Snyder on the inside, Keith Hume taking the track position up high. Egremont still in this though, Matthew Hill now back in it. As we're getting ready to kick it off once more, let's go and try and go on board here with Michael Egremont really quickly. Michael, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Michael, you were putting in the work there, climbing all the way up to P3. Unfortunately, there in that incident knocked you down all the way to the back of the pack. How do you try to redeem yourself from that and try to get back up to the front of the pack here?
Hey, I did it once in 40 laps. There's another 34 laps left in this half. We've got a long way in this race. I'll be back up there. There's no questions about it. I'll be back up there.
Love your confidence. Good luck. As here we go, Snyder and Hume to the restart zone, and we're green flag once again at Charlotte. And that looked like a decent start for everybody. Wilson and Lane fighting for P3. Lane gonna take it up on the high side. Wilson gonna have to settle for 4th there as we continue to move along the chains here. Lap 68. And Hume already getting adjusted there on the high lane. We've seen him run that line quite a lot here, trying, of course, to preserve some tires. But you also gotta follow the rhythm here of the pack, so it really is strategic whether you choose to go on the outside or whether you choose to go to the inside here as Lane trying to take advantage of Hume going there on the outside to preserve tires. And here we go. To the inside. They touch. Oh, that was just the slightest bit, just like what happened last time with Hume and Brockmeyer. This time it's going to be Noah Lane added to the mix, and that's going to cost him. Here comes Harold Wilson to the bottom. Still not enough to clear him there out of turn 2. .30 laps to go here in the first half of this race. Michael Egermont. Heard him there. Very confident that he can manage to go back all the way to the front of the pack, and he is moving right there. Great move on Charlie Jones round the inside. He is back inside the top 5. Meanwhile, Hume here kind of losing Snyder a little bit, but Noah Lane approaching quickly from behind. Same with Wilson. Let's go into a little bit of shake and bake, crank it up. Presented by Logitech here with 28 laps to go. Here in the first half of the Coca-Cola 300. Take it away. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lead change here at Charlotte. And we are getting racy now. Harold Wilson past Keith Hume to go into the top 3, and Noah Lane past Adam Snyder for the race lead here at the Coca-Cola 300. The two that were battling it out. As Noah Lane trying to save it, he will save it. And he will keep it going. We stay green, contact between the two of them. Remember, we said that these two were gonna definitely bring the fight. And there's yet again another instance of them doing so there. Snyder managed to hang on, Lane managed to hang on, cut some part of the tri-oval there to hang on to it, but he's gonna lose 3 positions there, dropping all the way down to P4. That moves Wilson up to the runner-up spot, and Keith Hume to P3. But you best believe this is not the end of Noah Lane just yet. 20 laps to go until the end of the first half here. Around the inside, of Keith Hume. Luba and Thornhill there fighting it in the back. That's a fight for P7. And that will be a tough break for Carter Brockmeyer. That connectivity issue causing the red flag now all the way at the bottom of the pack, even past Matthew Hill, who was 2 laps down. He was looking very strong there in the opening stages, but just tough luck there for Brockmeyer. We'll see if he can pick it up here, maybe going into the second half. Well, we're definitely going to get more and more steady here as we approach the ending stages of this half. Here's a little recap of the events of tonight so far. Currently going now into lap 84 of 200. Adam Snyder is your race leader. Cautions, 3 cautions for 10 laps. First one being a red flag. 4 total lead changes as Brockmeyer goes into pit road. Speaking of Brockmeyer there, 20 Toyota down pit road. As we are near 15 laps to go. Brockmeyer here will go down 1 lap, and there you see him exiting pit lane. They're going to be very careful, but a nice clean merge for the man, as he is going to have to wait for the caution to get the lucky dog if he wants to get back to the lead lap here. Actually, I believe he's going to go 2 laps down here, actually. Thought it was only 1, but it will be 2 laps down here, so gonna be in a tough situation here. So moving in the back there, Dominic Luba trying to get past Jones here. Jones trying to get past Egremont. So we're gonna have here a nice Chevy v Toyota battle. Here comes Dominic Luba, who's been kind of quiet this race. Around the inside of Charlie Jones, not clear just yet. He's gonna have to wait for turn 2. Can he get him here? It looks like he will. Dominic Luba up to P6 with Egremont being his next target. And he is gonna hunt him down fairly quickly, as here goes Luba. Here we go. Can he get Michael Egremont here? No, not quite yet. He's gonna have to wait through 3 and 4, but Egremont's gonna defend that inside lane. But here we go. He's gonna make his own gap here, as now he's going to be side by side with him to take a top 5 spot here before the end of the half. Jones maybe looking to follow behind the 18 here. Still side by side, Jones lurking there through the middle. I was low-key kind of expecting him to try and make it 3 wide there. That would have been awesome, but also pretty risky, as Dominic Luba here going to take the position away from Egremont up into the top 5. I can't recall if that is his first top 5 visit of the night, but hopefully it will be a memorable one, and he can make some stuff out of it. He will start to make some stuff out of it. To the inside of Keith Hume here. That is a P4 for the 18. trying to benefit those tires, trying to waste them here to end this half as we have 10 laps to go. Oh my god. I don't know if that was just a little bit loose or maybe could have been a knack to the wall there. What a great run by Luba there. So now as the laps start counting down, do you continue to preserve those tires and potentially stay out on the halftime, which is going to be very, very unlikely in my opinion, or do you pull a Luba here and risk it all on those tires and just push that car to the absolute limit to grab some bonus points here? Bonus points for the half here are for the drivers. First place taking 10 points, all the way down to 10th place taking 1 point here. We continue counting down the laps. Here's Charlie Jones getting some movement past Michael Egmont. Jones on to P6. Can he take top 5 spot here from Hume before the stage flag? Right there on the bumper. Slowly making his mark. Five laps to go. Still side by side here. Won't be able to clear him. Now could this give Egerman the shot to take his spot back? Side by side with him. Won't be able to just yet. It's a 1 second gap between Harold Wilson and Adam Snyder for P1 and 2. Another second gap between Harold Wilson and Noah Lane for P2 and 3. So that top 3 very spread out there. We're seeing there in the distance in that camera angle. As there is Brockmeyer. 2 laps down behind everyone here. We'll have 3 miles left on this half. As Matthew Hill here will go a lap down once again, unfortunately. But here we go, 1 lap to go here for the half. What a performance so far by Snyder. We said he was confident, and he is showing it. One of, if not his best racetrack. And he is gonna prove it so far. Adam Snyder, in dominant fashion, will take the first half of this race. What a performance for the lad. Let's see who takes the play here. Take the yellow here. Almost everyone will take it. Carter Brockmeyer stays out. Matthew
Wave
Hale
around.
stay out. Very important race here off pit road, as only those a lap down or more, Matthew Hale and Carter Brockmeyer, gonna stay out of pit road. Gonna be a race of pit road here. Harold Wilson beats Adam Snyder off of pit road.
Still haven't got it, Dwayne.
Oh, and what has happened here? We're gonna take a replay of that.
Hey, Dwayne, I need a black clear, 90.
Let's take a replay of that. What exactly happened there? So this is the race off pit road. Oh, and that will be...
Extend it, Dwayne, extend it, throw it out.
a penalty for Snyder there. This is gonna be certain a race control review here.
Black clear.
That made me go another lap down. Dwayne, that made me go another lap down since they went green.
Don't go anywhere, folks. We're gonna try to resolve
Outside.
this issue here. We'll be right back.
race control. That was my fault. As a sign of goodwill, I'll take an EOL.
So here we go, as we're about to go to choose time here. So going into the second half, Matthew Hill got the wave around. He is back in the lead lap. Carter Brockmeyer also got a wave round. He's gonna be from 2 laps down to just 1 lap down here. You saw there on the replay incident between Adam Snyder and Harold Wilson. They're coming out of the race off pit road. Adam Snyder deemed the initiative on that incident by race control. So Adam Snyder, who was leading this race, gonna take a end of line penalty here. He's gonna have to start the second half from all the way at the back. So that is gonna definitely shake things up here to start off the second half of this race. But here we go. Harold Wilson gonna be your race leader for the first time here. Noah Lane side by side with him. He's seen the front multiple times here this race. We had some calmness and we had some racing action there at the first half of this race. What can be said for the second half? We are about to find out, as here we go. Harold Wilson coming into the restart zone to kick off the second half of the Coca-Cola 300 under the lights at Charlotte. We're green flag once more. And we're taking a replay here. What happened here? That will be a caution thrown. So Michael Eggermont there on the race start. Let's take a closer look here at the incident. So this is the start here of the second half. There's Michael Eggermont, just doesn't get going, gets clipped by Brockmeyer into Wagner. Matthew Hill there got a little piece of it as well. That is why the caution will fly. So that will be the first caution of the second half. 6th caution in total here in this race. Hume in the pit road, Matthew Hill in the pit road, as Carter Brockmeyer gonna definitely take advantage of that caution, and he's gonna go back on the lead lap with the lucky dog, a free pass around the pace car. He goes there, you saw him as we're getting ready to continue the race here under the lights at Charlotte. If you're just tuning in, welcome aboard to round 7 of the Shake and Make Cup Series Season 3. It's the Coca-Cola 300 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the longest, most enduring race, I should say, of the season. One of, if not the most honorable and prestigious race of the season, as we honor those who have proudly served this country. If you want to keep up with the action of Season 3, make sure to subscribe and leave a like and ring that notification bell so you never miss any of the action of the Cup Series or any future series that we may have in mind in the foreseeable future. As here we go, it is choose time here at Charlotte. Harold Wilson to the inside, Noah Lane back to the outside. They stick with their designated lines here. As we're getting ready to send it off here. Let's try and take on board Carter Brockmeyer real quick.
I'm gonna need black flags cleared at restart.
Carter, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Carter, you were running pretty well, then unfortunately connectivity issues, red flag thrown, went a couple laps down. Now due to that caution, back on the lead lap. What do you think you have to do to get back there at the front of the pack where you were in the opening stages of this race?
Pass all these cars for sure.
That is one way to put it, straight to the point. Good luck. Straight to the point there by Carter Brockmeyer. We're getting ready to go racing here. Once again, green flag out at Charlotte once again. We are back to racing speeds. Great start there by Harold Wilson. Thornhill and Luba gonna follow behind here. Everyone back in the lead lap. That's 3 wide. There in the back, Jones, Wagner, and that was Adam Snyder. We're still 3 wide. Stefan Wagner into the wall there. Goes Matthew Hill. He is going to keep it going. We stay green. That was a scary, scary situation as Davin Thornhill takes a big race lead for the first time. He's going to make it back-to-back here. Wilson down to P3. Lane stays in second, and here comes the missile of Adam Snyder. Trying to get back on the race lead where he proudly belongs. A chaotic race start there for the second half of this race. Noah Lane taking a trip down the inside on the defending champion. Still side by side. Lane clears some out of 4. Back to the race lead he goes. What a great start for the second half here. Brockmeyer to the inside of Wagner. And there's Human Egremont side by side. So it's been Thornhill, Wilson, and Snyder there. Battle for second, but Dominic Luba may add himself to the conversation here. As the O's start to hunt down Noah Lane. This is gonna be a fun one to watch, ladies and gentlemen. by Snyder there through 1 and 2. That car got wiggly just a tiny bit. He's gonna try to go here and take the top 3 away from Harold Wilson. Snyder, your halftime winner, had to fall all the way to the back of the pack due to an end-of-line penalty with collision with the same driver that's in front of him during the end of the race of pit road. As here comes Harold Wilson, diving to the move to the inside of Gavin Thornhill. The defending champion versus the current championship leader, fighting for second place. Snyder might try to take an opportunity away here from the both of them. As we are still side by side, no one wants to give out the edge here. Wilson passed. Here comes Snyder down Thornhill now. Can he get a 2-for-1 special going here? Got past Thornhill. Now in the hunt for Harold Wilson. Dominic Luba heavily assisting him here. And he will take it. Past his teammate and team owner, Adam Snyder, into second place. Luba with some assistance there at the draft. Thornhill lost a couple of spots there. As Brockmeyer and Hume now approach the pack. Egremont and Jones there at the back alongside Matthew Hill, trying to get back in this race. And Thornhill starting to fade quite a lot here. Here comes Hume on the attack. This would be a top 5. Still there. Now he looks like he's gonna get him. And he will. Keith Hume Sr. past the defending champ into the top 5 he goes. Oh, in trouble! The same thing that happened in the first half of this race. Noah Lane. Caution comes flying out. It is the same error that happened prior to the 33. Noah Lane loses it out by himself on the exit of turn 4 when he had the lead, and this is gonna affect him once again. It is a nightmare for the 33 Toyota of RBA Racing. The same mistake on the same turn in the same position. And that will bring out the 7th caution of this race. I don't know if he has his backup car still available in the form of the fast repair, but if he has to repair some damage, that may be a win thrown away. It looked like he hit that outside wall quite heavily, as everyone are going to come down pit road here. Wilson and Snyder stay out. We're surely going to have a battle there for the race lead. As we're going to have a fight here. Race off pit road once more. So due to the caution, Adam Snyder back to the lead of this race. What a stop by Keith Hume. He wins the race off pit road to go into P3. Thornhill 4th, Luba 5th. Noah Lane gonna fall from the lead down to P6. Due to that incident, Charlie Jones gonna pick up a couple spots here. Wagner 8th, that's Brockmeyer and Egremont. Matthew Hill at the back of the pack. As it is choose time. Once again here at Charlotte. Snyder crosses the line. Where do these drivers go? Snyder to the inside. Hume will go behind him. Wilson to the high lane. And here is the replay of the incident. Noah Lane just once again loses it completely on his own. I don't know if that was just overcorrection. He was already sliding there through the midway point of the turn 4 exit. Great evasive maneuver by everyone there. Oh my. You gotta feel the heartbreak currently through that screen of the 33. So here we go, Harold Wilson and Adam Snyder, the only two that stayed out of pit road here during this caution. They're going to be side by side coming into the restart zone to kick things off once more. Here we go. How will this restart treat us? It's green flag back out here at the Cook 300 as these two are very heavily side by side. Great start for everyone involved.
Black clear, please.
Brockmeyer slowly making some progress here down the inside of Thornhill. Wilson now trying to go on the high lane of Keith Hume. Almost contact there as Brockmeyer gets past Thornhill, and he's gonna try to look to the inside of Harold Wilson here as well. Won't be able to. Still side by side with the number 5. As Luba there following behind. Toyota's trying to form an onslaught here on the Chevrolets. This could be 3 wide. Trying to make that inside lane work. He's going to get past Thornhill here. Can he get past Wilson as well? This will be a top 3, which he has not seen since, I believe, the first 20 laps of this race. And he's gonna get him. Well, he was very straightforward there on the mid-race interview. I just gotta pass all of these cars, and passing all of those cars he will. Brockmeyer back into the top 3 after the incident that caused the red flag. As we have a battle for lead here. Keith Hume, who, if I'm not mistaken, has not seen the lead of this race yet, and if he has, it has only been about one time. Gonna try to take on the 36 here of Snyder, who is still looking pretty strong. And we're gonna have our first DNF of this race. Matthew Hill looked like he had some damage. He was shown the meatball flag, and he will unfortunately be out of this race. Noah Lane coming down pit road. And Brockmeyer looks like he's slowly closing the gaps here on the leaders. Hume there, looking pretty ominous. Thornhill and Luba there fighting for a top 5 spot there in the back. As Lane will go a lap down here. Looked like he was trying to go for it, but not quite just yet. Here we go. Side by side. Hume and Snyder for the race lead. Out of turn 2, it's Keith Hume Sr. who picks up the race lead. And if you're Carter Brockmeyer, you're getting front row VIP seats to the spectacular, but let's see if he decides that he wants to be a part of the show as well. As he was starting to slowly close the gap there. A little bit of a Womack there for Snyder. Noah Lane still in pit road. Could that be the end of his race? He is gonna go here about 3 to 4 laps down. I believe he has some repairs that he had to manage there. So we're about to reach the halfway point of the second half here. Let's go into a little bit of some shake and bake. Crank it up, presented by Logitech. Take it away.
No, you're gonna be a lot faster than me, bro. Just go around me. You got fresh tires. My tire's like 30 laps old. Just take the inside here.
Lap 150. As what a great move that was there by Dominic Luba. Taking the position away from Harold Wilson. Luba is back onto P4. As we have 50 laps to go in this race. The top three has stayed as stable as it can with Hume, Snyder, and Brockmeyer. Luba there, as we said, into P4. Wilson 5th. Then it's Jones, Egremont, Thornhill, Wagner, Noah Lane. After fixing the repairs, finally comes out of pit lane, but at, of course, a big cost. Lane is going to be 15 laps down here. Matthew Hill out of this race. Lane said just put out the car out there, maybe something happens. Try to salvage as much points as we can here. You would love to see the resilience and the hustle there by the 33, 15 laps down and still giving it his all. You truly do love to see that here at the sport. And Snyder has just been on a mission to try and hunt down that 62. Davin Thornhill broke the streak of 2 in a row first time race winners, with Lane winning it at Vegas, Snyder winning at Homestead. Thornhill got and picked up the win at Martinsville. But could we see Keith Hume here pick up his first race win of the Shake and Bake Cup Series in the form of one of the biggest races of the season? As Dominic Luba approaching his teammate and team owner here, as the pit window now starts to open up. Jones, Egremont, Thornhill, and Wagner all down pit road. Luba here could have a top three. Pit strategy here is going to be very, very crucial to pull off a race win here. So only the top 5 now will be on the lead lap as the first pit group comes in, and now we wait for the rest. Let's see who has managed to manage their tires the best. That's a tongue twister. Try to say that fast 5 times. Some drivers here are going to go even more laps down. Wagner there going to go 2 laps down here. As Dominic Luba down the bottom of his teammate slash team owner, Dominic Luba has a top 3 in sight. What a race for him this has been, and what a pace he's had the entire night. Luba, who has been quietly moving up in the standings, as he is trying his best to climb all the way at the top. If he keeps it up like this, I can definitely see him being one of the top contenders in the postseason. Consistency here is everything. As Snyder now has lap traffic in the form of Stefan Wagner here between him and Hume. .40 laps to go. And here comes the second group. Carter Brockmeyer in. Harold Wilson in. The top three remain out on track. Who is going to be the next one to budge here? And of course, you gotta make sure that pit entry is near perfection. Gotta make sure you do not speed on pit road. That can be a massive race ender, especially on the closing laps here. Luba closing down on Snyder here. Could we have a look at that 18 going all the way to P2? As Harold Wilson, not the best of stops there. He's going to drop down a couple positions there, down to P7 as Egermont and Jones go through. Brockmeyer remains fourth. As Thornhill and Wagner there, Lane, of course, still down there at the bottom. Wilson now making some movements up on Michael Egermont. He's going to try to catch Jones here. These two still going at it. The question is, when does this top three go in for their stops? If they even have to, that's the question. We saw Snyder stay out on that caution at the beginning of the second half. And look at Luba go down the inside of turn 1 and 2 on Snyder. Dominic Lubas into second. That slingshot paid off, and Luba now sets his sights on the race lead. And Snyder, seeing the pass, says, yep, that is my cue. Snyder goes down pit road. That cue right there, that was the indicator that the tires were gone. And so only two remain. And Luba is closing in, and he is closing in fast. Harold Wilson back into the top 5, gets past Egermont and Jones. Adam Snyder, great stop for him. He's gonna lose a spot here to Brockmeyer. And look at that speed of Luba. On the better tires here. But he's got to make sure that he is using them wisely. Round the inside. This could be the first sight of a race lead for the 18. A sweet new breath of life. As they're both going to come down pit road. And we're going to have ourselves a fight. Human Luba. Was that the strategy of the 18? Pit at the same time. It's going to be a race off pit road for the race lead. Brockmeyer back on the lead lap. Snyder back on the lead lap. Here we go. Wilson back on. This is going to be the key point of this race. Brockmeyer making his way around. Luba has his stop done. He's going to go ahead of Keith Hume here. But here comes Brockmeyer. Past both of them. And Carter Brockmeyer goes to the race lead. Both Brockmeyer and Snyder passed Hume and Luba. Luba falls down to 4th, Hume the 3rd. And now here comes the fight for 2nd. It's a 4-second gap between Snyder and Brockmeyer. Both of them hit the outside wall. 30 laps to go. Hume setting his sight on the 36. Don't count that 18 out just yet, though. Hume down the inside, the same move that he pulled earlier in the race. Keith Hume back to 2nd, past Snyder. Here comes Luba, and they are quickly approaching Brockmeyer here. Look at that speed of the 18. Keep an eye on him. He's hunting down the 36. Gap down to 2 seconds between Hume and Brockmeyer. This is still anyone's race. This is getting very, very exciting. "26 laps to go." There you can see the number 20 down in the distance for that 62. Gap cut down to 1 second. And if you're Brockmeyer right now and you see that 62, your very own teammate, hunting you down as the laps start to count down, the gap is starting to become basically non-existent. Remember, Hume and Luba on fresher tires than Brockmeyer and Snyder. And out of those four, Brockmeyer has the oldest set. "23 laps to go." The gap is at less than a second. Hume can feel it at his fingertips. This is gonna be the launch. This could be the race-winning move of tonight. Even shorter. Dominic Luba past Adam Snyder there in the back. Luba back into the top 3. And now here comes Hume at 20 laps to go. Can Brockmeyer do anything to keep his teammate at bay? You can throw that gap out the window. Side by side, Hume to the outside. Fighting for the lead through 1 and 2. And this could open up the opportunity for Luba to catch up to them as well. Brockmeyer holds on. He's going to have the inside going through 3 and 4. Still able to clear him. Still there. Hume not giving up the spot. Round the outside though. Little bit of blinking action there. Still not clear. Side by side. Luba seeing this fight and is trying to get in it. And it's getting closer and closer by the lap. Hume not there yet. We're gonna have an RBA Racing fight for the lead. Let's see how this Toyota fight gonna end up. Luba to the inside of Hume. Don't count Snyder out yet though. Side by side. Snyder coming back. These two still side by side fighting for the lead. Or sorry, for second place I should say. 15 laps to go. Dominic Luba clears him. Luba to second. And now on to hunt down the leader. Hume couldn't get past Brockmeyer. Luba gets past Hume. Now it's the 18th shot at the 20. Snyder past Keith Hume for third. Remember, don't count out that 36 just yet. Getting closer and closer. Snyder also building some momentum there as well. Could the two Toyotas here try to team up and push each other to get Snyder out of the equation? Luba tried to look for the opening there on the high lane. 12 laps to go. These top four, as they see the laps start to count down. Hume is fading. Gotta put some defensive work here. Wagner lets them by. Ooh, they touch just a slight bit. Here comes Luba down the inside for the race lead. He's got it. Dominic Luba, your new race leader. Past Brockmeyer. Now 10 laps to go. Does his moment finally arrive here tonight? Hume trying to just run the outside. Snyder approaching Brockmeyer now here to try and take second away. How well can you perform under the pressure? Snyder to the outside of Brockmeyer. Carter puts him at bay, stays put. They're still going to be side by side through 1 and 2 though. Snyder trying to get by. Not enough. Snyder gets hooked by the 20. Stays green. He keeps it going. Brockmeyer and Snyder touch. Snyder keeps it going though. And we stay green. Oh boy. And that right there is gonna be the race decider, isn't it? The slight touch from Brockmeyer and Snyder. Snyder's gonna come down pit road. Unbelievable. I'm not sure if that was Brockmeyer that went up or if that was Snyder that went down. Or that could have just been a racing incident. Race control is going to take a look at that. What a twisting turn of events. And caution's out. Caution will be out. And what has happened here? That is what you did not want to see if you're Brockmeyer or if you're Luba.
Dwayne, did you throw that? I didn't either.
So this is the replay. And he loses it coming out of pit road. Race control is definitely gonna have to take a look at that.
Do I get that lucky dog? Race control?
That is unbelievable. What a turn of events here. Dominic Luba and Carter Brockmeyer. A 1-2 for RBA Racing. Luba was so close to a race win. And a caution will get called. Race control is going to take a look at that post-race. I don't think that should have been a caution. I think we should have stayed green there. Well, if the stakes weren't high before, they're definitely going to be high now. This is going to be a green-white checkered finish. This will not be overtime, but this is going to be a green-white checkered finish. Luba and Brockmeyer side by side here. Does Brockmeyer end the drought? Does Luba get his first race win of the Cup Series? Here we go. Keep in mind though that the results are going to be unofficial until we review that last caution. But here we go. This is the race all the way to the checkered flag. Pace scores in. Dominic Luba in control of this start. Green flag waves. 2 laps to go. What do you got? Caution is out. And this will be overtime now. Well, now that last caution really didn't matter. Oh boy. Here's the replay of that caution. On the race start, Egremont and Jones just get into it. Egremont just doesn't get going. Jones gets some damage there as well. I'm not sure what happened there. Just another bad start for them. Egremont had the same issue previously. This is going to be his second caution where he's involved in a race start incident there. Boys, you can hear and feel the tension from all the way up here. This will be shake and bake overtime to determine the Coca-Cola 300. It is Luba, Brockmeyer, Hume, Wilson, Thornhill, Snyder, Jones, Egremont. Wagner's gonna go back on the lead lap. And now this is where it's gonna be decided. Shake and bake overtime rules. You only get 3 shots at it. If a caution comes out before the white flag, we do it again. If the white flag comes out, the next flag will automatically be the checkered flag to end this race. If caution comes out after the 3rd and final shot of overtime, race will end under caution. Shake and bake overtime, as always, presented by ASL Contractors and Can Racing. As here we go, this could be the most important choose rule of your life. Luba to the inside. Brockmeyer goes high. Hume on the inside. Wilson on the outside. Thornhill on the inside. It really is now everyone's race. After 200 laps of racing, a halftime at the end of lap 100, earning bonus points. 300 miles. It's gonna come down to a shake and bake overtime finish to crown a Coca-Cola 300 winner here under the lights at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Luba and Brockmeyer. Brockmeyer again to end the drought. Luba, first win in sight. How will this turn out? Let's find out. Luba into the restart zone. Green flag waves at Charlotte to kick off the first shot of overtime. Luba has to cover up the inside here. Here comes Keith Hume down the inside. Hume also looking for his first win. We're gonna make it all the way to the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Charlotte. What a finish it has been. A heartbreak for the 18 of Luba. In shake and bake overtime, it is gonna be the 62 that prevails. Keith Hume Sr. wins the Coca-Cola 300 at Charlotte. On the final lap, where everything mattered, Keith Hume will be the one to prevail above the rest to win this noble and honorable race. You gotta feel it for the 18 of Luba. A finish coming down to the wire. I am out of words. I cannot talk properly. That was an amazing finish. An amazing finish to an amazing race. Luba was so close of a race win. On that start, what a start for Hume. That is just unbelievable. Keith Hume in the 62 Toyota of RBA Racing. His first win of the Shake and Bake Cup Series, and what a better race to do it. He wins the Coca-Cola 300 at Charlotte in overtime. These post-race interviews are gonna tell us quite a story, aren't they? There is the victory lap around the 1.5 mile track. This is gonna be an unforgettable night for him. And an unforgettable night for all of us. I mean, what an absolute race. Here are the finishing results of the Coca-Cola 300 at Charlotte. Keith Hume Sr. picking up the win there on the final lap. Dominic Luba inches away from a first race win. He's going to pick up a well-deserved second place, though. Harold Wilson, your championship leader, keeping up the consistency. It's yet again another top three for Harold Wilson. Carter Brockmeyer, one of the few that had very high chances of winning, almost ended the drought. He's going to have to settle for fourth. Stefan Wagner, fifth. What a drive from Wagner, putting that car back on into the top five. Michael Egermont, sixth. Then it's Jones, Thornhill, Adam Snyder, who was leading this race for so long. Your halftime winner here. Going to end it off in P9. Noah Lane, 10th. Matthew Hill rounds off the results here, and this is how the points shape up without bonus points being in play. Harold Wilson still in the championship lead. Thornhill and Brockmeyer move up into second and third. Williams dropping down to fourth due to his absence. Jones stays put. Snyder and Egermont move up a spot. Zito down 2 spots due to his absence. Luba and Lane stay in 9th and 10th. Matthew Hill moves up on Christopher Barries. Keith Hume, of course, moving up their rankings as well. Well, without further ado, let's go to the post-race interviews. I mean, I cannot express this. How amazing this race was. Let's try and go through the order here. We only have 2 on queue right now. We're just going to go in order here. Let's start with Carter Brockmeyer up here. He is going to finish in P4 here. Let's bring him on up here. Carter, can you hear us?
Yep.
Carter, you said what you said in the mid-race interview. You did what you said. Try to pass every single car in the field. You were in the race lead. It looked very promising. And then it's going to be your own Toyotas taking over this race. It's a P1 and 2 finish for you. How does it feel? Not only for a result here at Charlotte, but for a great result for the team here.
I'm just kicking myself in the butt for not taking that pit stop. I mean, it was just rough. I regret it, but overall for the team wise, we drove great. I mean, Noah sucked, just couldn't figure out that turn 4. Dom, heck of a race. Keith, he arguably had the best car, if not one of them. And I'm sorry, Adam. I really didn't want to get into you there, but from my view, you kept coming down. I just wanted to let you know it was on purpose. I was just trying to race. Yeah. But it really my own fault. I didn't get that win.
Your long drought almost coming to an end there. Of course, you mentioned that pit stop. How do you think this would have played out differently if you had gotten those fresh set of tires? Do you think you would have seen victory lane here tonight?
I mean, my pit crew was the best all day. I went in every time and gained 1 or 2 spots. I gained over about, I would say, 5 seconds over Harold when I pitted when he was right behind me. And that gave me that gap that I needed to lead all those laps, which good for me. Snagged of a pole once again, but I feel like one of these poles are coming for me for my first one. I'm getting closer every time.
You were very much closer to a pole and very much closer to a race win once again. Unfortunately, it will have to wait just a little bit longer. Is there any final shoutouts that you would like to do?
I'd like to shout out to my Lord and Savior, my mom, dad, brother. Definitely not my internet. But yeah, really just my entire team did great. Unfortunately, Matthew and Noah couldn't finish, but overall, great day for RBA and for us and the 20 team.
Alrighty, well, thank you for your time up here. Hoping that your trip to victory lane once more comes sooner than later. Alright, let's get Dominic Luba up here. He is going to be your P2 finisher. Let's bring it up here. Dominic, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
Dominic, I mean, I don't really have to say it myself. Obviously, quite the heartbreak here at Charlotte. You were leading the final laps of this race. Caution comes out with that fumbled race start. And on the final lap in overtime, Hume takes advantage, passes you. You'll have to settle for second here. So close to your first race win. How do you feel about your performance here tonight?
I mean, I didn't wreck. I got a podium, so I can't really say much. Happy with where I got. Sucks that we didn't get a win. Sucks that playoff point winning cars didn't get it, but you know, it's whatever. Still team points. I don't know what my crew chief was thinking, telling us not to pit. There was no way we were gonna get that, even with the old tires, even if I held them off. Unless I raced like stupid aggressive, and even then I would have probably wrecked just because how old my tires were.
And still, what a great effort from you. What a great effort from the team as well. I don't think we ever saw a mention from you saying that Charlotte was one of your most appeasing tracks here. I mean, what a performance you did. Is there any other track that you think that you can clinch your first race win at?
Chicagoland, it's local track. I could do some practice there on the weekends, so hoping that could pay off, but who knows, so then just gotta keep practicing for all the next tracks. Hopefully I could win one.
It was very, very close. Dominic, is there any final shoutouts that you would like to do?
Yeah, I'd like to thank our new sponsor, Kenworth, for joining the team. Toyota for giving us these cars, Carter for bringing me along, all my sponsors, Sabrina, Ace Hardware, Duncan, and all that. Sucks that we weren't able to get our car to the win, but I gotta thank the Lord too, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been up in second.
Not quite how you wanted the night to end, but that is still your best finish yet. It's a P2 finish for you. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Alrighty, let's bring up here. You're a P3 finisher. That is going to be Harold Wilson. Harold, can you hear us?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Harold, from the front, back to the back, then to the middle, and then through the front once again. How did you manage to once again find that consistency and get yourself yet again another top 3 finish here at Charlotte?
Oh, I just got lucky. The bad pit call by the Toyotas there. It's the only reason I got P3, I believe. I don't know why that last caution came out, but that was a lifesaver right there too.
And you still hold on to the championship lead here at Charlotte. I mean, you still have the title of Mr. Consistency. It's a top 3 finish after top 3 finish. You continue extending the championship lead. How do you plan to expand this even further over the next coming weeks?
More and more consistency, I hope. I got to start getting out there and getting some more practice in. I had, I don't know, maybe 20 laps of practice coming into the night for the night's race. I think that's my hurting factor there.
Alrighty. Still, what a comeback for you. What a drive. It's a P3 finish for you here at Charlotte. Is there any final shoutouts that you would like to do?
Oh, shout out to Team BSB. Hate that Adam got taken out there at the end. Seawalker, Subi Dude, Will, wife and daughter, and the rest of my friends and family out there, man.
Alrighty, well, thank you for your time up here. Wish you the best going into the next coming weeks for you and Bottom Split Bandits.
Appreciate it, man.
Alrighty, let's get up here. Once again, another heartbreak of the night here. Let's get Adam Snyder up here. He's going to finish P9th. Adam, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Adam, once again, I don't really need to explain it. Obviously, big heartbreak for you here tonight. You had the most laps led out of everyone. You were definitely looking like the dominant car to beat here tonight. What went wrong, and what are your thoughts about your performance here tonight at Charlotte?
I think it all started going downhill when I got into who I got into out of the pits, and then I volunteered myself for the OL because I thought that was my fault. Brought back up, and then me and Carter got tangled up there. It's okay, Carter. It's a racing thing, so I don't blame you. But just one of those things, man. I felt like I had the car to beat, and it just didn't work out.
You definitely had one of, if not the fastest car here tonight, and you explained multiple times that Charlotte was definitely one of your best tracks. How do you look to bounce back from this to try and look ahead and capture yet another race win?
You just got to keep looking forward. You put the bad races behind you and focus on next week.
That not a truer statement could be said from that, Adam. Fortunately, that would be a P9 finish for you. Such a dominant car, but, you know, incidents happen. Very unfortunate. Is there any final shoutouts that you would like to do?
Shout out to my team, and yeah, it just sucks, but that's racing.
Bottom Split Bandits, though, still in the team championship lead. Team-wise, you guys are looking very great. I'm wishing you the best of luck going to the next coming weeks.
Thank you very much, Dwayne.
You're welcome. Alrighty, let's get up here. Your race winner of the Coca-Cola 300, Keith Hume, on the final lap in overtime. Keith, can you hear us?
I got you.
Keith, I believe this is what, your second, third race start of the Cup Series, and in one of, if not the biggest race of the season, in overtime, you clutch up and pick up the Coca-Cola 300 win under the lights here at Charlotte. How do you feel about your first Cup Series win?
It's a good feeling. These guys were all way faster than me. Adam, especially. Adam was a rocket all night. Um, and we were in our team channel, and the guys were like, "Oh, I feel like he's wearing his stuff out," and I'm like, "No, he's not. He's just that fast." And he is. Adam is really, really fast, and um, I was not surprised to see him run as well as he did all night. Um, and fortunately, things fell just the right way for us, and we ended up in victory lane.
Talk to me on those final laps there. What a start for you there on the overtime shot. And as you see the 18 there right in front of you, where do you think you had the vision there to say, I think I might actually win this race and take a first trip to victory lane?
Well, I'd seen where he restarted, and I felt like he was going to go in the same area. So I rolled on him on the restart, and I was able to get clear of the 20. And once I got clear of the 20, he was kind of a sitting duck. We were with us. There's a whole group of us coming with new tires. He was a sitting duck. There was if there were two of them up there, it would have been a different story, I think. But once I got clear of the 20, it was game over unless he crashed me. Or I crashed him.
Misfortune could not stop you. You fought hard till the very end. And what a finish that was. What a way to pick up your first race win. And what a race to do it at here at the Coca-Cola 300. Is there any final shout-outs that you would like to do?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody that helps out. I appreciate our RBA for letting me join their team, and good group of guys, and bounce ideas off of each other in the midst of these races and how to help each other. So I appreciate them. I appreciate this league. I enjoy running. I really enjoy running with Adam, and that's what brought me over here. And so I'm glad to be here, and I appreciate y'all letting me join.
One of the most prestigious ways to go into victory lane. Thank you for coming up here with us in the commentary booth. Go celebrate that win, man.
All right. Thank you, guys.
And that will be it for tonight under the lights at Charlotte. What an eventful night that was. It started off very calm, and whoop, the things ramp up there at the end. Keith Hume Sr. picked up his first race win of the Shake and Bake Cup Series. And what a race to do it. He wins the Coca-Cola 300 under the lights at Charlotte Motor Speedway in overtime. Dominic Luba, great performance. Adam Snyder, great performance. Carter Brockmile as well. Everyone ran an incredible race. And after a week of inactivity, we had our serious race here tonight, but we are sure going to have some fun next week. Monday night, same time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Tune in for what should be a doozy, the Shake and Bake All-Star Race, as we are gonna go dirt racing once more at Eldora, but this time we're gonna take a switch of some vehicles. We're gonna be racing the NASCAR trucks to take them on some dirt at Eldora. Call it a demolition derby as well. If you really think about it, like last season, it should be a doozy. We're gonna have some fun, and it will be an unforgettable night. A week after that, we will go to round number 8, which should be Michigan. So that is going to be a very entertaining race. But wow, what a night here at Charlotte. What a race, what a finish, and what a performance by all of these drivers. That will do it. Keep up with the action of Season 3. Make sure to subscribe and like, comment down below so you never miss any of the action. My name is Serene Crespo up here in the commentary booth, and we will see you all next week for the Shake and Bake All-Star Race. Peace out, everybody. Have a good rest of your night.